Here's your wrestling news for September 30th, 2020. And your headlines for today include: Roman Reigns declared he is not a Paul Heyman guy, reveals the character's name who inspired him to turn heel. Spoiler: WWE Hell in a Cell main event revealed. Miro says he's a guest in AEW. Shocking details about what WWE told Lana and Bobby Lashley during their kissing segment. AEW star compares himself to The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. T-Bar rips into fan who said it's good that Retribution had to quarantine. WWE superstar pulls down pants in front of Vince McMahon. WWE spotlights Mandy Rose's tribute to Trish Stratus on Raw. Why Roman Reigns said, "I don't like the guy, he needs to be slapped around a few times" about CM Punk, and more. We are kicking off with SmackDown news today, and Roman Reigns has been on fire since rechristening himself the Tribal Chief, capturing the Universal title at Payback, and aligning himself with Paul Heyman. Heyman's alignment with the Big Dog was a welcome surprise for fans who've seen the ECW magnate work with Brock Lesnar for years, but on the Complex Load Management podcast, Reigns revealed he doesn't consider himself a Paul Heyman guy. He said, "I'm not a Paul Heyman guy, he's a Roman Reigns guy. It feels good to switch it up and add a few different layers. For 4 or 5 years, I've been running consistent with the character that I had. I fell into a good groove, it got real easy. Anytime you do something over and over, you get good at it and you get conditioned. I got to the point that I could run into that babyface mode in my sleep, especially with an energized crowd." The Big Dog added that he yearned for the challenge that his new heel persona has given him, as he's been having to do things far differently than he's been acting for the past 5 years. That wasn't all Reigns had to say about his change in attitude, as he also revealed the inspiration for the character, saying he was motivated to craft a character like the Butcher, played by Daniel Day-Lewis in Martin Scorsese's Gangs of New York. In his mind, there's a bad element to him, but he's the native, he's the one that's from America. I like those type of characters to where there's a justification in their own mind at least to what they're doing. Roman's new heel persona was on full force at Clash of Champions, where he dominated Jey Uso. And with reports of a lengthy title reign for him, fans can expect the Tribal Chief to rule his island for a long time to come. Fans can expect to see Reigns compete at next month's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, but it seems he won't be main eventing the show. WrestleVotes are reporting that the show's main event has already been decided, and it'll be Sasha Banks vs. Bayley inside the barbaric structure, presumably for the Role Models SmackDown Women's title. Though it's been described as the main event, it was noted if it'd go on last, as Randy Orton vs. Drew McIntyre is also likely to take place inside Hell in a Cell, with the Viper using the term Hell on this week's Raw. If the former best friends do compete, this marks Banks' third Cell match, having competed in both female Cell matches so far, as well as Bayley's first, and we'll have to see how the pair do in a match fans have been expecting for a very long time. Over to AEW now, and tonight's edition of Dynamite will see AEW World Champion Jon Moxley in action. Though the match has been confirmed, we don't know who Moxley will face, as his opponent will be decided by Eddie Kingston. Given that Kingston has paired up with the Lucha Bros and the Butcher and the Blade, it's likely that Kingston will choose one of them, and any of those picks will result in a hard-hitting non-title match for the AEW World Champion. One person who probably won't be facing Moxley tonight is Matt Cardona, who's been conspicuous by his absence recently. The former Broski's debut was a huge win for the company, but while speaking on the Pro Wrestling Junkies podcast this week, Cardona revealed that his AEW contract expired at All Out. Despite this, Cardona said he's hopeful that his time with AEW lasts longer than getting 3 t-shirts, and made it clear that he hopes to hold championship gold in the company. Time will tell whether Cardona makes it back to AEW or indeed wins titles, but for now, the former Zack Ryder is no longer part of the All Elite promotion. Speaking of AEW, Miro made his in-ring debut for the company last week, though things didn't go to plan. Tweaking his ankle in a match which was reportedly called a disaster backstage, Miro was asked during a Twitch stream when he'll wrestle next, and made it clear he doesn't know. The former US champion said that when he wrestles isn't his call, and that he's AEW's guest, not their pest. Early AEW contract talks didn't go as smoothly as some thought, as he's had other opportunities. And whilst he's allowed to work with New Japan while under AEW contract, it might be quite some time before we see Miro in a New Japan or AEW ring. While it's unclear when Miro will wrestle next, we know he's still part of AEW and is much happier than in his last WWE angle, which was the romance storyline between his wife and Bobby Lashley. Although Lana and Lashley are now divorced in WWE's storyline and have moved on to other angles, Miro had plenty to say about their angle while speaking to Chris Van Vliet. In the interview, the best man was asked about what he thought of the angle and revealed, "That's a question you need to ask her and him because I wasn't kissing him. It's their choice." Well, it's not their choice, that's what they were told. To use real aggressive kissing. Was it good to watch? No, I never watched it. But at the same time, I understand it's a work. We're actors. On TV, Lana is now in a tag team with Natalya, who she's calling the best of all time, or BOAT for short, whilst Lashley is doing much better in the Hurt Business and as United States Champion. Miro has made it clear that he doesn't watch WWE except for his wife's segments, but odds are that he won't be going back on the network to watch this adultery angle or the aggressive kissing. More from AEW now, as Lance Archer has proven he's a force to be reckoned with thanks to his menacing presence and ability to make sure that everybody dies in the ring. Archer isn't the first star in wrestling to be this dominating, as names like Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker have been imposing even through losses throughout their career, and the Murder Hawk Monster seems to think he's on that level. Speaking to Wrestling Inc., Archer said how he's alright taking the odd loss or two, comparing his losses to The Undertaker's defeats at WrestleMania, results that fans believed would never happen. The comparisons didn't end there, as Archer also compared himself to the Beast incarnate, saying, "Brock Lesnar, the baddest man in the business. He's lost to some of the most interesting people in the world. So to lose a match doesn't mean the end of the world in professional wrestling. It just focused me more to push forward, push harder, and become even bigger, stronger, meaner, badder, and kick more ass than I ever had before." Archer's next big match will happen when he faces Jon Moxley for the AEW World title on October 14th, and he could certainly galvanize these comparisons to two former world champions if he can get the job done in 2 weeks' time. Back to WWE now, and this week's Monday Night Raw didn't have Retribution appear in person, though the lights were flickered and their logo appeared on the Thunderdome screen. The reason for the group's absence is down to the ongoing global situation, as the group was potentially exposed, and though none of the 5 reportedly tested positive, they were forced to miss Raw as a precautionary measure. When some fans said that it was good the group missed Raw after being potentially exposed, T-Bar spoke his mind online, saying that if you read about someone being exposed to something that just killed its millionth victim worldwide, and your response is good, then you should probably reassess your morals as a human being. It's never a good thing for anyone to miss work because they may have been exposed, and T-Bar wanted to make that very clear. And whilst the Retribution storyline may not have won fans over in recent weeks, we're pleased that nobody in the stable reportedly tested positive, even if WWE keeps the results top secret. Moving on to some daring and also a silly act by a WWE wrestler. Kurt Angle was a guest on the latest edition of Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions, and the former WWE champion revealed an incredible incident from the time he left the company in 2006. Kurt Angle was really frustrated in the WWE, and he was hell-bent on getting released. To get his point across to Vince McMahon, Angle decided to crash a WWE production meeting. The former world champion took it to a whole different level by pulling his pants down in front of Vince McMahon, showing the wounds he had sustained in his groin area. Angle was scheduled for a triple threat match on Raw, but he wanted to push his way out of the company as he was really unhappy at that time. McMahon paid heed to Angle's demands, and they had a talk in the boss's office in Stamford, after which he was officially released from WWE the very next day. Here's what Angle revealed about the incident. "The day before I quit, I went into a production meeting. I walked up to the front where Vince and the people were. I pulled my pants down to my knees, balls are showing. Big black and blue marks all across my groin area, all the way down my hamstring, up to the groin and my stomach. I tore 3 muscles the night before at a house show. That night for Raw, I was supposed to do a triple threat ladder match. I just walked in and I wanted Vince to see what's going on and why I'm so unhappy. He's like, 'Whoa, I guess you want to talk?' I was like, 'Yeah.' He said, "Come to my office, not here. I need to talk to you at Stamford." Moving on, more from this week's Raw next. Whilst the show was chaotic backstage to say the least, one person who made it to TV was Mandy Rose, who returned to the Red brand with some very interesting attire. During her return, Rose wore an attire near identical to the one once worn by Trish Stratus, and after fans pointed this out online, WWE paid homage to Rose and Stratus' shared look on social media. Given that Trish once mistook a picture of Rose for herself, the similarities aren't hard to notice, as they also came from fitness and modeling backgrounds. After fans noticed the Golden Goddess's tribute to Trish online, Stratus said that she loves that fans can even remember her gear after so many years, and it's clear that the Hall of Famer is fondly remembered as one of WWE's greatest ever female superstars. Over to SmackDown, and Roman Reigns isn't making any friends as Universal Champion, and now fans can add CM Punk to the Tribal Chief's list of enemies. Speaking to the Loaded Management podcast this week, Reigns was asked about a possible match between himself and the best in the world, and was blunt in his response. He said, "I don't like the guy. I don't know many people who do. I just don't know many people who do, but I'm willing to put business first and make really good content if that's the case. He'd probably have to be slapped around a few times in order to get his mind right." Ever since his controversial departure in 2014, Punk has given no indication of an in-ring return, and we doubt that'll change with Roman's comments, and though the 2014 Royal Rumble match is almost certainly the last time fans will see these two world champions share the ring, it's still interesting to hear the Tribal Chief speak on the matter. Now, it's no secret that WWE likes to trademark as much as they can, and now two more names have become company property. On September 24th, the company filed trademarks for Chelsea Green and Dominic Mysterio, and though this is Green's real name, this isn't Dominic's, as his real name is Dominic Gutierrez. The fact that WWE has trademarked Green's name could be a sign that the company will use her soon, as she was called up in December before being moved back down to NXT. Working with the Robert Stone brand, Green fired him, which many believed would start her second main roster call-up, though that hasn't happened yet. As for Dominic, he's quickly becoming one of WWE's hottest commodities on Raw, and with his father also filing a trademark for Prince Mysterio, as Rey is Spanish for king, it seems there's no shortage of plans for the up-and-comer. And we're ending with news from Raw, and this week's show saw an unfamiliar face on the Red brand, as SmackDown's Jessica Carr officiated some of the matches. Wrestling Inc. are reporting that the SmackDown referee was called in because two Raw refs were forced into quarantine, though it wasn't noted whether either ref who missed the show has tested positive. This is due to WWE not allowing anyone in the company to disclose the results of their tests, and we certainly hope that these quarantines were just a precaution and not because somebody tested positive.